So, how can you help clients process trauma through a conversation in a way that actually helps them instead of re-traumatizes them? So, these are the three principles that I personally use in any of my client sessions and what I teach. And the three principles are attention, utilization, and somatic processing. So let's go through each and every one of these principles. So the very first principle that we use is attention. And this is the principle as to why everything works, right? Whether you are trained in hypnosis or NLP, this is the primary principle that you use as a practitioner to help your clients. You are shining the spotlight on different things. If you are trained in the traditional induction of helping people go down the stairs, then you are drawing your client's attention into their imagination, okay, of seeing the stairs and going down the stairs. So attention is very, very important. And I'll go through the definitions of each and then actually talk about how this would look. The second principle is utilization, meaning we utilize whatever our clients give us. We don't make shit up inside our sessions. We ask our clients what is the problem, they tell us, and we utilize everything our client gives us. We don't make any shit up, and utilization does not mean when a client says, I feel that I have a frog in my throat, that we are going to be the magical godfather that transforms that frog into a prince, right? Like that's not the shit that we do. We do not utilize client information that way. This is very basic with regards to what we only utilize information and exact words and phrases and themes that our client gives us. And number three is somatic processing. Somatic means bodily sensations. Trauma does not live in the head only. It is processed through the survival brain and different areas in our brain, yes, but trauma is felt also in the body. And as a matter of fact, we hold these stressors in our body for the long term. And so when we utilize our clients' bodily processes and direct our clients' attention on those bodily processes, that is what helps them heal their trauma through what would seem like a conversation. But it is a very strategic conversation because, we are not going to talk about the actual events, the explicit memories of the events of when, they got spanked when they were younger, right? We're not talking about that. We're talking about the internal experiences that deal with their problem. A lot of the times, in a lot of the therapeutic modalities out there, if a client says, okay, I'm here, I'm emotionally eating, like this is my symptoms. I just feel very guilty and ashamed during, and I just feel really stressed out. A lot of practitioners have been trained to be like, I'm going to do brain spotting. I'm going to do belief coding. I'm going to do EFT. I'm going to do regression to root cause. I just spilled all my water. What? I'm just going to do a regression to a root cause. I am going to progressively relax my client. That is the opposite of the utilization principle, right? None of those things have told us that our client needed a therapeutic method yet. So, in our hypnotic questioning sessions, what we do is we wait for our clients to display their very unique unconscious expressions. And client, if, and only if our client mentions anything somatic that is happening in their body, like the client saying, I just feel like I have a frog in my throat. It's metaphorical and somatic. Only when a client tells us or shares that experience do we then proceed with the somatic processing. So what would we do? How would you deal with a client right now who tells you that they have this frog in their throat and that's why they emotionally eat? Sounds very bizarre, right? But that's the unconscious mind. That is the nervous system. Very, very odd. And so what you would do is utilize your client's attention on it. So you would place your client's attention on that and keep their attention on it. And then you would utilize that very response, meaning the frog in the throat, and you would ask them more questions about it. And then number three, you would just wait for the magic to happen and see what comes up there as you place your client's attention and utilize that information. And then you do this very, very underrated thing, which is wait. You wait for something to happen. Most practitioners, and 95 to 98% of practitioners, are so much of in a fucking rush all the time to want to know all of the things. And they really cock block themselves and their clients to magical transformations because they don't want to wait. They're uncomfortable with the silence. They're uncomfortable when a client tries to get out of it, because your client will try to get out of it, because it's uncomfortable for them as well to explore that frog in the throat, and because it's an uncomfortable feeling. It is your role as a practitioner to what? Keep their attention on it, because that is where the answers will truly lie. That is an unconscious expression that your client is giving you. Their unconscious mind, their nervous system is giving you right now as like a ding, ding, ding. This is one of the things that I need to work on. And so you as a practitioner, your skill and your ability to do that is really the key to these lasting transformations and allowing that client to process trauma to ensure that they don't repeat and have that symptom for a long time, right? And so when you, and this is really simple, how you do this is this. All right, so tell me more about this frog in your throat. That's it, right? So then what happens? They will explain to you that extremely odd sensation of the frog in their throat, right? And so, and it's through this, you doing this again and again and again, that that client will start to become more internal, to really see the new associations of what that throat has to do with their emotional eating. And this is how you would help clients process trauma through conversation. And I know that's easier said than done. This is a skill that you're not going to learn here in this 5-minute video, but it is a great start to help you start seeing how you lead your sessions from now moving forward to help you out in helping your clients to do this. Now, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, if you want to really embody this process and help your clients to find relief from their trauma faster, and you want a proven way that has been replicated for hours and hours on end, then this is exactly what we teach inside the trainings. And so if these are all for you, then definitely get on board there. The more you wait, the less transformational moments you'll have with your clients. So once you actually just use those three principles, the attention, if your client, if through your conversation, your client goes, my chest just feels very tight, then jump on that, right? Keep their attention there, utilize that, ask them about the tightness, tell me more about the tightness, and then the somatic processing part is really just keeping them there. So this is not a step by step, like first has to be attention, then utilization, then somatic processing. These are all happening at once, like a whirlwind like this. This is why our transformations are so fast, because we use principles and it does this instead of the step by step by step. It really happens very naturally. And so if you can just master doing that, knowing what specific questions to ask to take your client's attention right in the real information that actually helps them to break through, such as somatic sensations, then this is what's truly going to help your clients to move past trauma without re-traumatizing them. What usually causes re-traumatization is revisiting those really gnarly scenes that are unfucking necessary in order for clients to break through. Focusing their attention, although uncomfortable, in that frog in their throat, in their tightness in their chest, does not require you to visit the really gnarly details, but it does help your clients place attention on the very sensations that are stopping them from moving forward. So this is a different approach that I take, and would be curious to know how your approaches are doing, and how you're currently helping your clients move through their trauma. Share them below or DM me. I would love to have this discussion. Otherwise, this is something to think about for you to apply to your next session. If your client comes to you and then gives you a somatic expression, I encourage you to ask more about it and see what happens.